Hey everyone, how's it going? So what I'm going to do now is just show you how you can use this request variable right here to see what the URL is and render different content depending on what page the user is trying to access. So this is really easy. What we're going to do is at the top of this little block here, we're going to write a little bit of code. We're going to say const URL equals and then do rec.url. Okay, and this right here will give us the URL that's currently being accessed. It's the relative URL to the site. So you'll see what that means in just a second, but underneath there we can just write some code. We'll do an if statement and we will say if URL equals, and then we can say slash profile. Then we'll do this code in here, and what we're going to do is just copy this these three lines, and I'm going to paste it in here. Okay, so I'll do that, and then inside there we're going to say this is the profile page. And it's important that we return here though as well, so we have to add a return there, because if we didn't have this return and we just kept it like this, it means that it would do this and then it would continue to execute these lines here, and I'm pretty sure this would give you an error if you try and write here after you've ended. It's going to give you an error, so just to avoid problems, make sure you add a return there so that if we're inside this code block we get to here and then we don't execute any more code. So let's give that a save and let's start the app. So mine's actually still running from last time, so I'm going to press Control C and then I'm going to run it again using node myapp.js, and I'll go and refresh the page, and you'll see there's no change on this page, but if I go to my URL and put slash and then profile, you'll see this is the profile page. Now anything else other than profile would give us that page we just had. Because what we're doing, remember, is we're saying if the URL is profile, then do this. Anything else just does this. Now, an approach you might want to take is having a bunch of if statements for all the pages you want to support, and then the remaining one, the default one, would be just the 404 page. So you could do it like this. You could have a else if, and then URL equals just a slash. That's the default. So that's if you don't specify any page, and I'll copy that and I'll paste it in the else if block. Okay, and there's our cheeseburgers part, and remember to return there, so add the return as well. And then what we're going to do for this remaining scenario, we can just say page not found, and then it means that if we haven't hit one of the supported scenarios that we have, then it's not something we support for our site, so show page not found. So to show you what that means, I'll just start the app again. So I've stopped it and I'm starting it again. I'll go back to here, and if I refresh the page now, you'll see page not found. But if I just get rid of that, we have cheeseburgers, because remember we supported this case where we don't specify a page, so this one right here. And the same if we go to profile, this is also supported still, but then anything else is a page not found because we don't support this. So that's a route you may want to go down. Now don't worry, I know that obviously we could refactor this code right here. We could, rather than set this every single time, we could set it right at the top. So there's loads of ways we could refactor this, but don't worry, this is just test code, and we're not going to have if statements for every single page on our site. There's a much more graceful approach to this, which I will show you when we come to it. This is just to demonstrate how this kind of works behind the scenes. Okay, so there you go. It's a real simple example of how we can support multiple pages using this request object.